Trevor, let's take a look at one of your runs here. Kind of a snowy day out on, where were we? Gulch, I think. And let's see, right out of the chute here. We're just kind of starting off, so a little slow, kind of flat there. Even though it's slow and flat, we certainly don't want to be jumping in the air. So, one of our rules, skis, we must maintain snow contact. It's pretty good skiing though. Another one of our rules is maintaining the same width. It looks like you kind of narrow here through the completion. But, so try to maintain that same width of the skis throughout. Something, we can probably see a little bit here, a little bit of an A-frame. All right, we want to really try to roll both skis up on edge, matching the angles. But we got pretty good stance. Hands are pretty good. Level shoulders, pretty good. Let's get a closer look here. You have that bent left elbow. We really want elbows in front of the torso. So, could it be out in front more, not having this kind of whipping motion to pole plant? It's better if they're out almost like where that inside would. Just keep it there. The right-footed turns, the hand seems to stay a little more out in front, but it does come through too. Rather see on slalom turns, just both hands out in front, stay out in front, pole plant more with the wrist and not an arm movement to pole plant. One thing we got to work on, going through traffic here, good job to negotiate that, gave lots of space, that was good. Like to see a little bit more rolling up of the skis earlier in the turn. So like right here, you're coming across the hill. At this top part of the turn, we should have those skis up on a nice high edge angle, a platform to push it again. We're looking to carve before we get to the fall line. If the fall line is basically, here, say, and we'd like to be carving now, and you're kind of waiting until you get really at the fall line, or even a hair behind it or after it, but clearly at the fall line is where you start to work. You're working hard at and below the fall line. We would like to work and carve really above or before the fall line. Fall line, again being, say, here. We want to be carving now. It's kind of flat. You kind of heel push around until you get into the fall line, and then that is where you start to do your thing. And right now is where you're going to push hard, and so it's a lot of working below, at or out on the fall line and below. If we move it up earlier, it would help us get the turn done earlier in a race course, release the ski earlier, and move on to the next, and not be working hard and kind of grinding below the gate. I know we talked about this day, you need to more seem like you want to be snapping off slalom turns. I mentioned it looked like you're kind of grinding them away, and that's because you were grinding below down in here. Hard to snap them off if you're still working, below the fall line and working hard through the completion of the turn. So let's try to get a little higher edge angle, roll them up. First move right here should be rolling the knees into the hill, getting them up, ankles, knees, platform to push against, and carve before and through the fall line, and be able to release them now, and you're kind of still working all the way through to here. So, those are my thoughts. A little earlier edge pressure, rolling them up early in the turn. You know, be aware of making sure we have snow contact. It was only once, so not a big issue. Sometimes a bit of an A. And yeah, just, you know, get those hands out maybe just a hair forward. Pole plant more with the wrist than arm motion. But, you know, all in all, you know, you make some great turns, and a few things, we can make them even better.